Hey everyone, it's Lisa here with a BTC update. Now, what a crazy start we've had to this year, and what a crazy couple of days we've had in the market. So, I'm going to show you a couple of little things that I've noticed, and I'm going to show you the pitchfork that I showed you last time, and where I said it might hold or I thought it would hold, and where it's broken down to, and why it'll probably hold this region. So if we jump into some charts, so this is BTC. So this is a BitMEX chart. I like to have a look at all the charts just to see, if they're the same or different or what we're sort of looking at. So we can see that in this region here, if we take a support the whole way along here, so this support goes all the way back to Feb 19. So this is a 2-year support. We come up and we touch this. We touch this region here. We've got 2 touches here, and we've got a touch here to this region where we've just pulled back to today. We've also got a cross support in this region, which normally means that we should get a bounce. So if we have a look at the RSI, it is so exceptionally oversold. It's not funny. And if we have a look at the support regions, we've just broken down, but that's not such a huge issue in this region because we're already very, very oversold. So while we might get, a little bit of a lag here with still sort of going sideways and maybe a little bit lower, we're still in the very, very oversold regions on a lot of time frames. So this is the daily. If we go down to the 4-hour, we can see that we're still in these oversold regions. And, these are the regions that we really do need to bounce in so we get some volume back into the market. So looking at our next chart, so this is a 15-minute, this is a scalping chart. And we can see that in this region, these are the EMAs. So this is a 9 EMA and this is a 21 EMA. So if you head to YouTube, I've got a scalping video on how to use the EMAs and the MAs to scalp. So on this chart here, we can see that we're sort of hugging into those EMAs at the moment. And we have just rejected just recently on the 21 EMA, which is not an overly great sign. But if we can get these EMAs to cross, then we do have some upper targets, and we do need that relief bounce happening on because these RSIs are very, very oversold. So while we might not get this second target, if we can get this to cross here, if we get enough volume entering the market at this point, we should get a 5% bounce. So, and on a low level margin trade, that's quite a good profit. So with a stop loss, always with a stop loss. So if we go down to a lower chart into a 5-minute chart, we can see that these EMAs are quite congested. And they have been crossing over and under it. It's a little bit of a sort of a congested region. So our 100 MA here is at 36,500 and our 200 is at 37,400. So when we go up to the 15-minute chart, that's probably around where our 100 MA is. So around the 37 sort of and a half mark is where you're going to get, if we can get enough volume entering the market at this point, a bounce here. So we could continue lower. So if we go to the BLX, and this is a chart that we had here, and we were sitting on this support line here on the BLX. Oops, it's just deciding to move, which was about the 40,000 mark, which is, with a wick, we were at 37,500. We've broken down in that region. So we're at, we're sitting below now at 36,000. Our long-term support here on this is around the 33,333 mark. And we do have on this chart here on the daily, we can see again on this RSI, we are getting into those oversold territories, and we're sitting on the 200 MA. This is a 3-day chart. So, this 3-day MA really needs to hold. So we do need to see a bounce in this region, or else we are going into that bear territory, and we don't want to go there. Bears are scary, as we've seen today on Twitter. So, so that's kind of what we're looking at the moment. We do need to hold these regions moving forward, and get some volume back in the market. On the weekly, again, we've got the 100 MA just coming down a little bit, which is kind of where we are on the BLX. So with our BLX, this 100 MA is in the same range as what that is, and there's still a little bit of room on the weekly for a little bit of more down. So while we do need a bounce in this region on the lower time frames, the weekly shows we've still got a little bit more room to go down. So yeah, so that's kind of what we're seeing at the moment. So, stay safe in the market. Do not over margin, do not over leverage. We had 1.13 billion in liquidations today, which is huge. And we really don't want that to happen again. We don't want to see it happen to you guys. So try and stay in spot where you can. And if you are in margin, always use a stop loss. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you again soon.